Aloha mermaids and mermen, this is Meagan Mermaid, author of the forthcoming book Mermaid Mystery School and the forthcoming Mermaid Empowerment Oracle deck. And this is your weekly Mermaid Oracle message for the week of September 2nd through September 8th. And we had a week of unexpected surprises and changes last week with Uranus creating all sorts of new routes, taking us on unexpected directions, people coming in, people coming out. And this week, I gotta warn you, it's not gonna be any better. This week is really gonna be about allowing our heart to ride the waves. Venus is gonna be squaring Jupiter, it's going to be opposing Neptune, and then it's going to be trine to Pluto. So we're going to have all sorts of explosions and feelings and attractions and intensity and power. But behind all of this is this element of Virgo. We have a stellium in Virgo, we have the sun in Virgo, we have Mercury in Virgo, we have Mars in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, and Saturn is still here working with the sun this week, working with Mercury to help us to ground out what the heck it is that we're doing. We may have gone on a lot of unexpected routes last week that excited us, that allowed us to get out of our box. But what we really have to ask ourselves now is, with this Virgo energy, what has staying power in our life? What makes sense? Not what makes sense today, not what makes sense in the next couple of weeks, but what's gonna make sense as we move into 2020? What's gonna make sense for these next 10 years? We have to really get clear if the decisions that we're making today have that long-term staying power that all of this earth energy is asking for us to create in our life. Because we're going through a lot of changes as we go into 2020. And so we're gearing up as Saturn is about to go direct this month, as Pluto goes direct in October, as we reach the fall equinox. Whatever is not in alignment, either we can allow that thing to go, or we're gonna come up against some type of obstacle that makes it impossible for that thing to continue in your life. So you have to ask yourself, where do you want to accept the changes that need to happen? And where are you gonna fight against them and just have them slip out of your fingers anyway? The choice is yours. But as we get into 2020, now more than ever, we as light workers, as angelic beings on this earth, we need to be fulfilling our divine purpose. And part of that is being with our sacred partner. So Saturn is coming in, it came in last week and this week to really heal karmic patterns. So you may notice that there are certain relationships in your life that last week it seemed like, oh my gosh, that was the thing, you were gonna live happily ever after. And now this week you may be looking at it completely different because that karma may have been completed. So with Virgo, Virgo wants to analyze, Virgo wants to get into our mind. And if you're starting to try and figure things out in your mind, rather than getting in your heart, you're going to be going on a roller coaster of emotions this week because Venus is going to be all over the place. And if you're not grounded in your truth, you're going to be taken for a ride. And by the end of this week, you're going to be exhausted. So I'm letting you know now, mermaids and mermen, that now is the moment to plug in and ask your higher self to have eyes to see and ears to hear, that if a relationship, if a karmic pattern continues to come into your life and time again, you make this decision to use the same behaviors, to go the same route, and the same thing keeps happening, that's the definition of insanity that you can break this week. Or if something new is coming in and maybe you thought it was the thing, but you're starting to see that maybe it might not have that lasting power that you originally intended, don't continue on because of guilt, because of thinking that maybe it could look this way, because Neptune is going to make things look really pretty this week, and not everything that glitters is gold. And Jupiter is going to allow our hearts to feel so elated that we're going to end up making promises that we may not be able to deliver on. And with Venus trine to Pluto, there's just intensity. So what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you're being pulled in all sorts of directions? It's not about making anybody wrong or right for it. It's about getting clear that we all have soul contracts. Some soul contracts are for the full duration, and they're really starting now as all of these twin souls are coming together. And that's not always gonna look easy. So it's easy to run. It's easy to run to a soulmate relationship and romanticize it this week that this could be the thing, but you have to get clear that not only is it just about love, it's about, is this love saving the entire human race? Because you didn't come all the way to Earth for love, honey. Yeah, it's amazing, and yeah, that's what saves us, but you came to Earth to fulfill a mission with your sacred partner in this love that stands stronger than just those feelings and those emotions that are going to take us all over the place. So if you have this idea in mind of this is my purpose, even if you don't know what it is, even if your sacred partner is not here yet, or even if you're not sure who they are, if you already commit to allowing your higher self to guide you, you're going to know step by step, and you're going to feel in your heart, right, Isis, where to go. And so if Virgo is coming in now and asking us to look at everything in our life, to purify it, to organize it, to make sure that it works for us in the long run, then we gotta get really clear, really compassionate, and really loving, because we are going through some extreme changes this week. So before we go any further, wow, that was a full-on channeling before we even pulled cards. Whew. So let's get centered in this space. Go ahead and take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Taking another deep breath in, exhaling it out, and taking one more final deep breath in and exhaling it out. And so now we call upon the pink flame of cosmic divine love, which rules beauty and passion and artistry and creativity, and allows us to remember that beauty is an attribute of spirit, and it's safe to be beautiful, and that we deserve to feel beautiful. We deserve to adorn ourselves with beautiful things, and we deserve to bring beauty into this world, because there's so much ugliness, and it has nothing to do with the physical appearance. It's a loss, a separation from our true self, from source. And so if we can connect back to that beauty, bring that beauty back into the world through shining our light and knowing that it's safe to be this beautiful, it's safe to be this radiant, that's where the change comes through. So let's go ahead and invoke the pink flame of cosmic divine love, and you can repeat after me. Pink flame of divine love, infuse my heart. Pink flame of divine love, infuse my soul. Pink flame of divine love, infuse my mind. Pink flame of divine love, make me whole. Charge, charge, charge this space with beauty, passion, love, and grace. Charge, charge, charge my mind with cosmic love and light divine. So, as we do every week, we're going to choose one card from each deck for Monday and Tuesday, one card for Wednesday and Thursday, and then one card for the weekend. So let's start with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. And the tarot is always such a great way to allow us to connect into the duality of life and understand it from a bigger perspective, because the major arcana are all of the lessons that a soul goes through to ascend, and it continues on in cycles and cycles and cycles until we ascend past that. Ooh, I just saw lightning outside. We're having some crazy monsoons over here in Sedona. But yeah, so as we continue through the major arcana, we continue to grow as a soul. And the minor arcana, well, that just talks about the everyday. So it's allowing ourselves to understand who we are as a soul to better come prepared to every day. And that's why we learn the astrology as well, for that same reason. So, fairies. I'm really feeling the fairies strong with all of this Virgo energy. So we have Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the weekend, and we have 2 bonus cards. I have the Forest Fairies deck by Lucy I don't even remember what this deck is. It's another amazing fairy deck by Doreen Virtue, which, by the way, can we just say a prayer for? Because I'm sorry, Doreen Virtue, but I miss you. I miss your light. You were the reason that I decided to become an angel card reader. And now, you know, I just gotta say, Doreen Virtue, I only wish the best for you always. I will always love you. And it's not okay. It's not okay to be putting hate out into the world and to be creating that separation between this is what it needs to be or that. So that's all I'm gonna say, but I'm sorry, I still love your deck so much. So they have good wisdom. Monday and Tuesday. It's a fiery transmission today. Wednesday and Thursday, and the weekend. So then, of course, we have the mermaids. Lucy Cavendish as well. So powerful, so beautiful. The mermaids allow us to go deep in our emotions. And so with the fairies and the mermaids this week, it's really going to help us when we have that Venus opposing Neptune, Venus in Virgo, Neptune in Pisces, to ground out that earth energy and the water energy. We're going to need 2 sets of elementals this week, mermaids and mermen. So here's the romance deck, and we have, okay, Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, the weekend, and 2 bonus cards. And I'm actually feeling to pull 3 more bonus cards because we need a full reading about this one. It's a big week this week. It's really about endings and beginnings, and maybe the endings and beginnings are totally different than what we thought because Uranus took us for a ride last week, and we're really just starting to integrate where those changes were. And last, we have the Whispers of Love deck because, oh my Lord, we need some love this week. Let's just send a prayer to all of our future selves that we can fully get through this week with love and compassion with all the changes to Venus. So we have Monday and Tuesday, we have Wednesday and Thursday, and we have the weekend. And let's just choose 1 bonus card because we can never have enough love. We can never have enough ways to show love, and this deck is really, really great at showing us how. So there we go. So let's start with Monday and Tuesday. Are you ready? So Monday and Tuesday, we have the ending integration of Venus trine Saturn. So there was a lot of grounding and stability that was happening over the weekend with love and a lot of reality checks. So Monday we have Venus in Virgo squaring Jupiter in Sag, which means we really need to be careful about overdoing it. We need to be careful about making promises that are bigger than we can actually keep. And we need to be careful about allowing our really amazing feelings to take us down this road that maybe we didn't fully think out just yet. We also have the Sun conjunct to Mars in Virgo. So Virgo is all about, oh my gosh, let's get into this room and let's get organized. What needs to be labeled? What needs to be cleared? What needs to be thrown away? This will do, this won't do. This will do, this won't do. If you've ever seen a Virgo in action, you know what I'm talking about. Virgos make the world go round. So with all of this energy, the Sun and Mars are like wanting to push forward, but we need to be real clear because where are you pushing forward to? Are you pushing forward on this idea of what could be and you're seeing something really grand, but you're seeing maybe the highest potential of a situation and not necessarily where that person is now? That's really going to color your world in the next couple of months, the next couple of years, if you're seeing somebody's potential right now and you're making a choice based on that, rather than where that being is in this moment now. So the tarot card is the World. I love this. And in the Tarot, the World is the last card of the major arcana. So it's really about the completion of a cycle. And of course, another one always starts again, whether in this lifetime or in another lifetime. And we start all over again with the Fool, where we just take another leap of faith, and it's in a deeper, more intense way. And so when we have the World, it means the world is at our fingertips. It means we've learned something. We've come to this completion. And with all of this Saturnian energy that we had over the weekend with Venus, we had to get clear about where that completion was. Was it a completion of karmic patterns that we don't have to carry on anymore, or was it a completion of something else? Was it a readiness for you to accept something deeper, something better in your life? You got to figure out what's coming with you now and what needs to stay where you left it as you continue on. The Whispers of Love card is saying romance. Lavish the ones you love with personal attention and affection. So of course Jupiter is expanding, and Jupiter in Sag is like Jupiter on Jupiter on Jupiter. Woo! I love love! Yeah! Sag energy is all about adventure and fun, and it doesn't want to think about what's going to happen tomorrow. It wants to live in the moment, right? So we need to find that balance, of course, with this Virgo energy where Virgo's like, oh my gosh, Sag, where are you going? Where are you going? We need to make sure that there's a plan, and we need to get this in writing, and we need to have a contract, and yeah, like we can't just go on and jump all of the cliffs and not have a safety net. Virgo is saying, make sure you have that safety net, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy the ride. With all this Jupiter energy to Venus, we really want to enjoy romance. We want to bring that energy into our lives. And so even if you're not in sacred partnership right now, romance yourself and just allow yourself to feel self-care and lavishness and just enjoy all of the beauty of life, because these are good aspects. We're having all of this extra energy, this potency with the Sun conjunct to Mars, so we can really handle projects. And oh look, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So love is on the forefront of our mind. So invite in the energy of love. Allow romance to sweep you off your feet, but just make sure that you're clear that this romance is grounded in truth. The mermaids are saying fertility, potential, powerful creative energy, initiation energy. So as we're reaching this completion, it doesn't mean we get to rest on our laurels. You gotta keep going, mermaids and mermen, and this is a new stage, a new initiatory phase where the stakes are higher and your decisions have an even bigger impact. So the fairies are saying vacation. And what I'm getting is not necessarily that this is a time to take a vacation, but think about maybe allowing the energy, vacation energy, when you're on vacation, you're having fun, you're calm, you're cool, relaxed, you're seeing the world with new eyes. That's what I'm getting in this card is look at the world like it's a vacation. What if you took a vacation from your everyday? What if you took a vacation from these socially constructed ideas? What would it look like? What would it look like for you to approach every moment on Monday and Tuesday as if you're on vacation? How would you approach things, and how would it feel to have that sort of joy and that excitement? The fairies are also saying the Maven, shining hope and future. So these changes are good. Romance is coming. It's a new future. The world is yours. And you just gotta make sure that you're grounded. So when you get swept off your feet, you just make sure that you let your little wings fly a little bit higher for a minute until you can get settled back down into this new energy. And that's Monday and Tuesday. So hold on to your hats on Wednesday and Thursday, mermaids and mermen, because this is when we start to go into those uncharted waters. First of all, things are really faded, and you're gonna see destiny start to play itself out. Remember how we talked about that sacred partnership is not just about love and not just about that soulmate relationship of he completes me, she completes me, they're my everything. It's not always that easy. You're gonna get a lot more triggered than that because the two of you are purifying yourselves to become your highest and best potential. And so with Venus in Virgo sextile to the North Node in Cancer, destiny is asking us to create a new home, a home where we feel comfortable. Because if you're not in the vibration of your sacred partner, if you're not in this place where you can approach this relationship without triggering the you-know-what out of each other, then space is still needed because you got to do this in a good way. You got to do this in a loving way because you're practicing it as a pair so you can go out into the world and help others to activate their consciousness with your example. And so this is a time to make sure that you feel comfortable and you're attracting that true home, because again, we're creating this home, this new reality that we're building ourselves into. But at the same time, Venus is going to be opposing Neptune. And so that's why we need to not only call on the fairies, but we also need to call on the mermaids to make sure that we have eyes to see and ears to hear. And again, that we're not falling in love with people's potential rather than where they're at in this moment. So it could be your sacred partner, it could be a soulmate, whatever it is. If they're not matching your vibration, if you're not feeling that alignment, and you will know, your body does not lie. So if you're feeling drained, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling sore, if your body's feeling weird stuff, notice it. And notice if you're doing things out of obligation. Are you doing this thing because you want to do it, or are you doing it because you feel bad? You don't want to be doing anything if you feel bad. So if you feel anything that's not love, it doesn't mean that this thing can't work. It just means that you got to take a step back. And it's not going to be easy, because with Venus opposing Neptune, we're not going to be seeing clearly. So it's a lot easier to fall into that pattern of deception. Not just that somebody's going to be deceiving you, but you're deceiving yourself. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're trying to force something to happen before it's time, and you're falling into these codependent patterns again. How many times, mermaids, mermen too, we reach the World card. This is a time to complete that cycle and to start a new cycle. So again, we need to get really clear and be really grounded to make sure that we're seeing the true picture and that we're being called where our true destiny is leading us. Because if you're not following this path that the universe is opening to you, saying, this is where you need to go. This is how I can make it easy for you. Or you can go this other path. You can try to force it. You can have those blinders on to that bouquet full of red flags that being is offering you. It's up to you. But if you can choose as we go into this week, knowing that it's a lot easier to get fooled. And it doesn't mean that anybody's right or wrong. It just means that we just need to be really clear and really slow to make any big commitments. This isn't the time to just go run to the courthouse and get married. Because maybe on Wednesday, and I'm sorry if you've been engaged for a while and you want to do this, it doesn't necessarily mean you. I'm just using this as an example of, if you meet somebody on Monday, don't go marry them on Wednesday, because by Friday you're going to be questioning it. That's what I mean. Do what you want, of course, free will. Lightning again. So the tarot card is the Four of Cups. And I love this because it's offering us the chance to ask ourselves really clearly, is this what I want? Yeah, this love is coming in, but is it what I've asked for? Is it all of the things that I've asked the universe for, or is it almost but not quite the thing? Because we don't have time to settle for less than the best anymore. The Whispers of Love card is saying, be authentic. Be real and true to who you are and how you feel. So even if maybe on Monday with all this Jupiter energy, we're like, oh my God, I love you, you're the best, you're everything I've ever wanted. And then on Wednesday, you're like, maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe I should do a background check and a credit check, and maybe we should talk about where we want to be in 5 years, and have you read that book? That's my favorite book. And do we have a lot of the same interests? And let's see. Soul connections are really powerful, but we need to make sure that even if we're connected to a soul, that connection is grounded in reality and we're going the same way. The romance cards are saying children. Your love life is being affected by children. So this means that your inner child is the key to what's happening. And again, if it feels good in your body, if your inner child is saying, yeah, I like this. I like being around this person. They're fun. They allow me to be playful. Listen to that. And also, if you're a parent, this means that children need your time. They're going through it just as much as you are. So you need to make sure that you're not abandoning or allowing their needs to be less than because you're chasing after something that's not even the doing. So we need to have that balance. With Venus in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces, these are both amazing energies. Pisces is creativity and it's artistry and it's allowing ourselves to just see the world through rose-colored glasses. And Virgo is like, that's awesome. I love that vision. Let's make it work. Let's make a plan. Let's put a to-do list. Monday, we should do this. And Wednesday, this should be complete. And this can't come because it's not going to work if we want this vision to be long-term. So if we can balance that and not get too over here where we're being super critical and thinking that it can't happen, or too over here and being too idealistic and ignoring all of these really big wake-up calls, then we can make some really awesome stuff happen. The mermaids are saying coral's wisdom, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. So a great period of time means that you have a lot of time. We don't have to make everything happen today. Take it slow, mermaids and mermen. Take a breath. Figure out how you feel today, and then check in how you feel tomorrow. Is it the same? Did something change? If something changed, it's okay. You don't have to blame yourself. You don't have to blame the other person, but it's just telling you, slow down. Let it happen. Take your time. Enjoy the ride. So the fairies are saying new location. So this partnership, whatever Venus is helping you to uncover about your sacred partnership, may be taking you in a new location. And it could be different than what you thought. You may be thinking that you're going here, but you're really being called over here. And maybe there's some type of a separation that's happening between you and your sacred partner. Maybe you're in two different places right now because you're doing your work, and you would trigger the you know what out of each other if you were in the same roof right now. So this is telling me that all of these changes that are happening are preparing you for a new location. And it doesn't mean that you're moving. It could be a change in job. It's just a change in some type of a situation, which makes sense because the World card was showing us that one cycle is over, and so we're moving to this new cycle. But we can't bring all of our baggage with us. We have to be open to these new changes. And so the Sigil Keeper is the Forest Fairies card, and it's saying symbols, signs, and messages. So if you're not sure, ask for a sign, ask for those angel numbers, ask for clarity, and your guides and angels love to give you that stuff. Life is all about decoding the messages. So pay attention to the signs, pay attention to your body, and take it slow. And that is Wednesday and Thursday. So things are gonna heat up a little bit as we get into the weekend, because starting on Friday, we have Venus in Virgo trine to Pluto in Capricorn, which means that energy, emotions are gonna be deep, they're gonna be intense. And Pluto always has this aspect of power. And a lot of times we can confuse intensity with love. So if we feel strongly for someone, it can be easy to just be like, oh, I love you, you're amazing, or this or that. But we have to really slow down and make sure that our body, our mind, our heart, everything is in alignment, and we're not just being pulled where our body is saying, this feels good, this feels strong, or pulled where our heart is saying, this is amazing, but maybe we haven't really worked out all the details of where this person is right now in this moment. So power is always under these Plutonian aspects, and it's always usually about one partner, consciously or unconsciously, having power over another, which means that there's some level of codependency that's under this. And you can recognize it because it's like, oh, this person makes me feel good. This person makes me feel amazing. And if this person is making me feel this way, I don't have to do all the work for myself. I can just keep going to this person to make me feel good, and pretty soon we're caught in this trap of codependency, and it happens to the best of us. But at the same time, we have Mercury in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. So first in the beginning or the middle of the week, we had Venus opposing Neptune, and now we have Mercury opposing Neptune. So first, our hearts were a little unclear and our minds are a little unclear. So if our mind is unclear and then we feel this intensity, oh my gosh, it's real easy to get into a situation and think, how did I get here? This felt really good on Monday, but now on Friday, I don't know what to do and I want to run for the hills and just forget this whole sacred partnership thing altogether. So if we're aware that we're going to be all over the place, and maybe it's important to just feel really grounded over the weekend and go for a walk in nature or journal, and don't make any lifelong commitments unless you're sure. It's okay. So the tarot card is the Five of Pentacles. So again, this is a card of lack consciousness. It's about wanting to be in here, but being out here in the cold, going through some type of initiatory period. So as we're in these last couple of weeks of Saturn retrograde, we're going through these last karmic stages where we're really being asked, are you going to stop this pattern now, or are you going to keep moving with it? Are you going to keep walking with that broken leg? Are you going to take a pause and allow somebody to cast it up and maybe just take it easy instead of trying to go full force into another thing, another relationship, another thing that has a different face, a different name, but it's the same karmic lesson wrapped up in a different package. Now is the time to break that. And it's also saying that with the Five of Pentacles, you're not alone. So this is a time where you can really connect to people and know that you can bond over common vulnerable things, because you're not the only one going through this. That's where shame and guilt tries to isolate us and think, oh, I'm wrong for doing this, or how could I have thought this was a thing when it's really this, or how could I have been fooled? I thought this person was everything and they totally fooled me. I should have known better. I'm not going to tell somebody. Well, everybody is thinking those same things. You know why? Because thoughts are being downloaded from the collective consciousness. So you're thinking very similar thoughts to person A and person B. If you're feeling sad, you're downloading sad thoughts operating system. And if person A is feeling sad, then they're downloading sad thoughts operating system. And then you and person A are both sad, and you continue to get more sad thoughts, but you think that you're alone and they think that they're alone. So then it causes separation, which makes more sadness. And if we just let that shit go right now, I'm just going to say it, let that shit go and realize you're not alone. The tarot talks about all of the lessons, the 21 lessons that we go through as a soul. Our whole lifetime, every lifetime, 21 lessons, going in the cycle again, starting it over, 21 lessons. So out of all the billions of people, and 21 lessons that we just continue to go over and over and over and over again, and maybe it's 22 if you count the Fool as 0. I don't know. We don't have to get specific right now, but it's small. The amount of lessons that we go through, it's gonna look different with different people in different situations, but those lessons are the same, honey. And you're not the only one experiencing them. All the billions of people on this planet are going through something similar. So stop shaming yourself for going through human experiences as a human. You're a human, honey. Even if you're a magical elemental mermaid or fairy, you still chose this human incarnation. And so if you can allow yourselves to be honest and open and vulnerable, then you're going to make really powerful human connections through your vulnerability. And that's going to allow you to stop those toxic patterns and move forward in a good way. And it'll allow person A and person B to start downloading happy operating system. And then they can join person B over here, and you can just create more happiness. And then that cloud of thoughts is going to start being more happy than sad, and it's going to be less difficult to stay there and not download those viruses. So that's a little bit of computer speak. So the romance card is forgiving and learning. The plus side of power is that when we empower ourselves, we can move forward. We don't have to keep creating the same karmic cycle because we can forgive all of those people that helped us to create those lessons because we can move forward. And so if we can forgive ourselves, number one, we're going to be so much better off. And if you can forgive others and know that we're all just doing the best we can, then you're going to be in that higher state of frequency. And the mermaids are saying reflections. What you contemplate can actualize. So with all of this powerful Neptunian energy, we can really download and manifest some amazing things. So if you stop feeling like a victim, which is the shadow side of Neptune in Pisces, and start thinking like a visionary, which is the awesome creative aspect, then you can really start downloading and working with people to create this new visionary heaven on earth that we all came here to manifest. And the fairies are saying, follow your dreams. So dreams are going to be really important. With Neptune, there's this really powerful connection to beyond the veil, to beyond spirit. So when we connect with that spiritual nature, we can help better understand how to make good decisions in our 3D life. And this connection, this feeling, this Plutonian aspect that may be drawing you towards another person, and maybe you're not sure if that person is good for you in the long term, or maybe you're not sure if you're seeing that person clearly because Neptune is showing you all the amazing things, and maybe you want to save them because you have this codependent consciousness that's always kind of running underneath because of unworthiness or fear or shame, whatever it is. We're all going through it. We all are very similar. Remember those lessons, the 21 lessons? Well, it's because this person that is going to be coming up for you this weekend is soul kin, it's soul family. And so when we feel a soul tie to our soul family, we come to the earth as part of our mission with a group of about 144 souls. And so all of those people, they play different parts for us in every incarnation, and we get really close to them. It's like if you all were like in an amusement park and you all went on one ride, and that ride was one lifetime, and then you were in another fantasy land and you went on another ride, and then you were in Tomorrowland, and then these are Disneyland references, by the way, and maybe then you went to another amusement park in another lifetime, and you've had so many experiences with these souls that it feels familiar, and it's hard to break those patterns of familiarity. But you could be meeting now or 300 lifetimes from now, but if you're still in that same pattern of not being able to move forward, it's not good for you. You can have all the time you want when you go back to your home planet, but for now, as a soul, you got to figure out if this person is helping you or hindering you from what you came here as a human, as an earthling to accomplish. And that's hard when you feel that Plutonian magnetic pull to somebody. You got to really get clear, is this part of my destiny, or am I attached to this person because they feel familiar? And so love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So again, the sacred partnership dynamic is not easy, and there's a runner, there's a chaser, there's all sorts of dynamics that can happen, and we blame each other, we project on each other, and it's if this person would change or if that person would change, then this relationship would work, and it's their fault, and it's their fault. But if we're in that lack consciousness state, which the 5 of Pentacles is talking about, we're not going to be able to accomplish our mission. So we might as well be alone, because we need to come back to that vibration where we can be downloading the high vibrational thoughts before we can connect in union with another being and together download high vibrational thoughts. Like it says in the Bible, where 2 or more are gathered. If you're connecting and downloading from the collective consciousness, you got to make sure that whoever you're downloading consciousness with in your sacred partnership, that you're on that same vibration. Otherwise, like the Bible says again, Jesus is coming up real big this week. Mother Mary came in big last week. A house divided against itself cannot stand. A relationship divided against itself cannot stand. So if one person is over here and one person is over here and there's this misalignment, you need to take some separation and some space to realign on your own before you can come back together. Otherwise, friction. So as a whole, because this week is so kinetic, magnetic, and positive, fun, all these changes are good, we have a bonus spread. And so the forest fairies are first saying the Yule Singer, rebirth, joy. So this is a rebirth. We had the death card last week, so now we're being reborn. We're creating this new cycle. And ooh, love, sensuality, fertility. The fairies are saying that with all this Pluto energy this week, that it's really about connecting with your sensual nature and allowing the senses, what you can see, what you can hear, what you can taste, what you can smell. That's how you get grounded in your body. You use your senses. And the mermaids teach that spirituality and sensuality go hand in hand. But of course, you've got to be doing it in a good way. Otherwise, that leads to hedonism, and that's a whole nother thing. And so what we need to understand this week is that we can have this aspect of romance. We can have this aspect of sensuality, and it can be totally grounded in reality and not just an idea of what something could be rather than seeing the truth. So forgiveness. Forgiveness came up again. 2 different decks, 2 messages. We got the same thing with romance, 2 different decks, 2 messages. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. What are you still holding on to? What people in your life have you not forgiven? Where have you not forgiven yourself? If you want sacred partnership to work, you can't go to the airport with 50 bags and try to check them all on. They're going to kick them off when you get on the plane. So if you want to get on this plane of higher consciousness, you got to take your carry-on, and that's it. And so how do we do that? The romance cards are saying let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. 5 of Pentacles, you're not alone in this. Don't let that fear and isolation and separation block you from connecting to other beings that are on this same journey, going through those same 21 lessons that you're going through. It's safe to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Open your heart. Know that it's safe. Know that even if it hasn't worked out in the past, even if with the same person, if they've hurt you and triggered you 176 times, well, if your heart is saying, then give them a chance on this 177th time, then see how it works. It's safe. And if it doesn't feel good, Virgo is not going to let it pass. So this is the best time to try it out again. And getting to know each other is another one. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So talk about it. If they bother you, say you bother me, but I love you. I love this about you, or I want to know more about this. And maybe if you focus on those good things, then those other things that maybe you thought were flaws are actually things that are going to balance each other out in a lot of ways. So again, the advice is chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. We have a Plutonian week where we're going to be pulled towards our divine destiny, pulled towards our divine partner, but we got to make sure that we're in a place of forgiveness and a place of feeling safe. Otherwise, we're going to be pulled towards something and not even know how to handle it or not even be able to receive it. And so the final card is engagement. And this card has come up several times in the past couple of weeks. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So maybe mermaids and mermen, I didn't say to get married on Wednesday, but maybe Saturday or Sunday would be a good day. But if you are getting married midweek, it's just an example. Free will always. But what I'm saying this week is that we as souls are ascending to a higher level where it's not just this casual, oh, we can hang out on Friday and see where it goes on Saturday, or I feel this physical connection, but we don't have a heart connection, or I can talk to them for hours, but I'm just not attracted to them. Honey, that does not work anymore. You have to get real that it's got to work in body, heart, mind, and spirit. You got to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on, plugged in, and you got to be letting yourself feel safe to do that, because Sacred partnership, it's gonna tear down all your walls, but nothing feels better. Nothing feels better than looking into the eyes of another soul that's doing the work of self-mastery. And it doesn't mean that either of you have to be perfect, but if you could both come to this space of forgiveness, of humility, of love, of service, and know that this person is your mirror. They're not bad, you're not bad. They're not wrong, you're not wrong. You're hurt. And hurt people. And so we've been hurt and wounded in different ways. And we're healing it as a collective together by being able to look eye to eye, heart to heart, wing to wing, fin to fin. And no, nobody's better than anybody else. We're all just doing the best we can. And if we can come in that place of humility this week, we're going to see some profound changes. It may be taking us a place very different than what we thought. But if we can trust that whenever we follow our higher selves and we put our higher selves in charge, allowing our bodies to guide us and to lead us, that's how we can find that sacred partnership. And if you found it, congratulations. And if you're in it, I'm praying for you because it's not easy. And if you're not sure, that's okay. I'm here to help. Visit my website at meaganmermaid.com and I offer private Zoom one-on-one sessions as well as recorded readings to help you get clarity about your personal twin flame, soulmate, sacred partnership relationship, whatever you want to call it. We all want love and all of us have blocks in different ways. So help me help you to remove those blocks so you can allow this engagement of your life to come forward in a new way. Because you deserve it. You didn't come all the way to earth to play small. You came to find true and lasting love. And you find it first by loving and forgiving yourself. So that is this week's Mermaid Oracle message. Thank you so much, mermaids and mermen. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will see you next week.